The text effects gallery is new in Word 2010, although we saw it in PowerPoint 2007. Text effects are generally used for titles, headings, and decorative document text. There are 4 types of effects: outline, shadow, reflection, and glow, and we can combine those effects using 2 or more on the same text. The text effects gallery is in the font group on the Home tab, and it comes with 20 pre-built effect combinations, as well as outline, shadow, reflection, and glow tools. Let's take a look first at using some of these pre-built combinations. The colors that we see in the gallery are based on our document's theme. If you want to know more about themes, please check out Changing Your Document's Theme in Chapter 6. So let's select our first chunk of text and let's apply this effect. Now, as I point to it, it tells me that there's a fill here that's orange, that there's an accent color, and that there's an outline that's a gradient outline. Let's apply a different effect. Here's an effect that includes a gradient fill. This isn't a solid purple, it's a gradient purple, and also includes a reflection. And you'll notice the reflection here on the text. Here we have a combination effect that includes a fill, an outline, and a glow, all 3 at once. And finally, here we have a fill, an outline, and a shadow on the inside of the letters, an inner shadow. 4 very different ways to present this same 2-word phrase in our Word document. One of the reasons that text effects are so effective here in Word 2010 is that I can use the same effects on text that I can use on my images. So I have an image here of some olives on a branch, and there's been a glow effect applied to those. You can see the purple glow around it. So if this was a title nearby, I can actually apply a glow effect to this text as well in order to make the 2 of them go together. So I'm going to select text effects here, and that's a purple glow, so I'm going to go to glow and choose a purple glow. And notice now how these go together. I also have here a reflection. So let's select this text and make it accompany this picture more closely. I'll choose reflection. Now there are 3 broad types of reflections, and this is based on how big they are, on whether it reflects part of the image or the entire image. So here's a partial reflection. Here's a more full reflection, about half of a reflection, and then an entire reflection. If you'll notice on the right, the picture actually doesn't have the entire image reflected. It fades out, so it's much more like one of these than it is like the full reflection. And the reflection is tight up. It actually touches the bottom of the image, whereas this reflection is offset by 4 points, and this one is offset even further. So we want one that's touching, that's not the entire image, but is partial. Notice now that this effect mirrors the effect that we see in the picture. As well as reflection and glow, we have 2 other effects. We have the ability to outline our text, and we can outline that in any of the theme colors, or we can outline that in a standard color. So let's outline our text here in a blue, this teal, and you'll notice we have a light outline going around our text. And then finally, let's apply a shadow. There are outer shadows and inner shadows. When our letters are large, then inner shadows actually are relatively easy to see, but if our letters are relatively thin, like the letters in our text effects, an outer shadow is better. There are shadows that are offset to the left as if the light is coming from the right, and shadows that are offset to the right as if the light is coming from the left, as well as shadows that are below and above. So here's a shadow that appears as if the light is being cast from the left-hand side. To undo any of the text effects, you simply choose the text and remove the effect. So we can go back to shadow here, for example, and say we want no shadow and remove the effect. Or we can choose to apply the effect again or apply other effects. These are the same text effects you've come to love in PowerPoint 2007 and PowerPoint 2010. Use text effects like these sparingly but strategically to add impact to your Microsoft Word documents.